Now, you've heard me say this for years. I read every single note that people send me.
Yes, it is true.
It is. A lot of people don't believe that, though. They say, how can you read every single note?
She doesn't do anything else.
That's all.
She just sits in a cave with a tablet. No, I mean, you read them all because, A, it provides you content.
Correct.
You use it as part of the show and the podcast.
And then you know exactly what people are thinking.
The pulse.
What they like, what they don't like. Like, for example, here's this one. There's a ton that I can't relate to, but your newsletter's interesting to scan anyway. Please don't take it personal that I never make referrals or do ratings. It's an issue of preference. You mentioned the moon landing. Until a year ago, I too believed that we actually did go to the moon. But there are several definitive books.
Oh, books.
It was a complete hoax, filmed in Hollywood, as are hundreds of pro-government movies. Kim Commando.
Come on, Commando. What are you doing pushing this propaganda that we landed on the moon?
Whenever I want a contrary, a.k.a. credible opinion. Wait, this is what the guy does. I put a phrase such as truth about moon landing into the Google search bar.
Well, there we go. We're searching for credibility. We found it. Google searches. We actually have a story today about Google searches, and it ain't credible.
Okay, so the moon landing.
Yeah.
Now, think about that. If it were to be a hoax, think of all the people that would have to be involved in that hoax.
Maybe 6 or 7.
I think I read like 400,000 people.
That's not a lot.
They have to be involved.
We all know that Americans are really good at keeping secrets. So the fact that 400,000 people would keep a secret for what, 60 years?
Yes. I mean, think about all the engineers, the scientists, the vendors.
They weren't really engineers, though. They were just paid actors.
Oh.
They were there to appear like they were engineering things.
So do you think Mark Zuckerberg's real, or is he a hoax?
I don't know. Let me Google it and find out. Gotta get some credible
Truth about Mark Zuckerberg.
Get some credible information.
Well, you know, he has transitioned from being a geek to now a millennial idol.
Ooh.
I mean, he's got the curly hair going on, the big gold necklaces that he's going on. I mean, you know, with that kind of money, you can fix a lot of things.
You can.
Now, here's another one. I was hesitant in reading this one.
You were hesitant in reading this one, but that one got the green flag immediately.
This one's from Ed in Flagstaff.
Oh, he's a local.
Hi, Ed.
Right up the I-17.
I'd love to get your notes, Ed. You're pretty awesome. Don't Google! Exclamation mark.
Okay.
Mom was in a nursing home. IBS diarrhea on the floors, etc.
IBS, diarrhea on the floors, and you're like, oh, I need to mark this one for the show.
Wait, I like the etc.
Yeah, you're done. There's not much more after that.
I, being a foot doctor, used... I can hardly even read this. I, being a foot doctor, used wound vacuums for diabetic ulcers. So I thought to myself... Oh, I have to stop laughing. I thought to myself, Google.
Where is this going?
I have to stop laughing. I thought to myself, this is Ed talking. Google anal vacuum.
What? He Googled anal vacuum?
For my mom's problem, he says.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, this is the best part.
I can only imagine what showed up in those results.
Exactly. I had to literally kill my laptop, remove the battery, clear it out. The porn pages would not stop massively loading.
No. The visions that are popping in my head right now are not good.
Oh.
Now I have to Google anal vacuum and see what comes up.
It's going to be bad.
Can I get on the Wi-Fi real quick?
Oh, no. No. John, lock him out. Lock him out. He's not allowed to do that. So this is where we need the sounder. Another letter from our listener. Meh.
You know what, though? He makes a great point. You think that you're searching something medical or innocent, and it turns out that the internet is for porn.
Oh my gosh. The moon landing, porn.
Are you at all curious on what his search results
No.
look like? Not at all.
No. There are some things that you can't unsee in life.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think this is just one of these things that I can, I've lived so well up to this point without Google searching anal vacuum.
This reminds me of a totally unrelated question.
Yes.
Is incognito browsers actually legitimate? Do they really hide the search results?
No, they don't.
Dang it.
No, no. Sorry about that. And on that happy note, welcome to Kim Commando today.
If you had anal vacuum on your bingo card, hopefully you won today.
That's something I never thought I would ever say in my life.
No, I've said those two words, but I never thought I'd hear them or say them right next to each other.
Never in my life would I think that I would put them on here on the show.
How about the fact that he's sitting around going, man, I wonder if there's a product that I can use to vacuum my mother's butt.
And wait, he's a foot doctor.
Well, it's not his area of expertise. He has no idea. Oh my God, that's so good.
I didn't even think of that. Let me see. Hey, Mom, hold on.
You think you're a size 7 or a size 9? For getting you fitted for a vacuum.
Oh, that is awful.
What a great letter. How did you even question reading that one? That's the letter of the year.
Well, I don't know. I just thought it might be,
Yeah, I'm sure some people's going to. Now you're going to get a letter saying, I can't believe I listened to the show for 5 minutes and heard you use the phrase anal vacuum over 10
And I had
times.
the kids in the car,
Right,
and it was bad. And now my 10-year-old and 12-year-old is walking around saying anal vacuum.
I can't wait till we read the description of the YouTube video for this show.
Maddie, don't put that in there.
It's just going to be a Kim's picture with a big X, and it says, do you need an anal vacuum?
Cole, go on Amazon.
All right, I promise I won't say that phrase for the rest of the show. I promise. Starting
We have to
now.
wipe it out of our conversation. What do you think?
I liked it.
All right. I'm Kim Commando, America's beloved digital goddess.
Obviously.
Here with you once again. We're always here to educate and inform and maybe possibly entertain. My eyes are watering because I'm laughing so hard.
Or gross you out. Maybe we can add that one to the description.
Well, let's you know what? Let's change gears.
Palate cleanser?
Okay, I would like you to pretend.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go from that to a local cable access channel.
Okay.
So, Andrew.
Yes.
Thank you for being here today with us.
Thanks for having me, Kim. I appreciate it.
So, what are you going to be talking today with me and our lovely audience?
The President of the United States is being tracked.
All right, go back to me.
Okay. The President of the United States and all world leaders are being tracked by a social media fitness app, and they're not even wearing them.
Oh, bum, 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 bum.
Not good stuff.
Hey, Ian's joining us today. Yeah. Gen Z made easy. Of course, he's my own Gen Zer.
He is.
Yes, and life is easy.
Well, he could be any generation if he's your kid.
He ran to one of his friends who actually helps buy our Facebook ads. His name's Austin. And Ian said, hey, Austin, how you doing? And Austin said, I want to be you. That's exactly what it is. Hey, listen, there are just a few weeks left to enter to win that brand new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. And it works flawlessly.
No, you're
It doesn't.
saying that. Okay, I just want to make sure.
You know what? This whole Apple Intelligence, it's a bunch of BS.
Well, it's also not a selling point. I don't think people care enough.
No. How often are you going to sit on your phone and go, here, let me compose a research report?
Oh, every day. I just do it for fun.
I need ChatGPT. Or let me look at my text and get a summary of all my text messages.
That's a good point. You're right. These chatbots are used on desktops, not on the phone. It's not easy on the phone.
No.
Good point. But it is a fabulous phone nonetheless.
It is. And go to winfromkim.com. No purchase required. Winfromkim.com. I think we're up to 97,500.
So close. Inching.
Yes.
We're inching towards 100,000 followers. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, what is your problem?
No, I think it's better if we say don't subscribe.
Don't use the reverse psychology method. Yeah, you don't want to subscribe. Yeah, it's stupid.
No.
You might as well go make some weird medical searches on your computer, then subscribe to the YouTube channel where if you were to, you would get notifications every single time we go live.
We'd love that.
Yeah, every time we drop a new short. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want to be able to chat and comment. It's not worth it. Don't do it.
I think you should. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You're the one who told me to do it that way.
I'm doing the reverse now.
Oh, it's the reverse psychology.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Okay, see?
I
Telling
love
you.
it.
It works. Just hit that big old subscribe button. Smash the subscribe button. Like the subscribe. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Just tap it, click it. Who cares? Just do it.
Get us to 100,000.
All right, here are some things you need to know. A Michigan resident lost $700,000. He saw Elon Musk on YouTube saying, I can make you a gazillionaire in cryptocurrency. So the guy goes and, taps into click the link type of thing, clicks the link, and then he sends the guy $700,000. Okay, wait. After he sends him the $700,000,
Yeah.
that's when he decides to look up the crypto company.
Ready, shoot, aim. I'm so heartbroken for these people, but they're so dumb.
Okay, another guy lost $200,000. So Elon Musk is not going to be sharing cryptocurrency tips, tricks, secrets with you.
Did I tell you I got fooled by an AI video?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, so I was scrolling. I'm down to about 10 to 15 minutes of TikTok a week now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you say you're like way back.
Way out. It's just too many ads. All the videos that aren't supposed to be ads are actually ads too.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of it. But I saw this video where Joe Rogan, I'm a 44-year-old white guy, so of course I'm getting Joe Rogan stuff in my feed. Joe Rogan was interviewing Elon Musk, and Elon Musk said, you know what's really interesting about Samsung phones? And they did this whole video about how if you have a Samsung phone, they sell the phones and the cameras based on the fact you can take a picture of the moon, but it's really an artificial filter that's in the phone that makes any picture of the moon look clearer to help sell the camera.
Okay.
And they set up this piece of paper, white piece of paper, took a picture of it, and it turned it into the moon. And it was and I was like, wow, that's really interesting. We could use that on the show.
Okay.
So I decided to rewatch the video again to get what the source was of the video. And then I saw the mouths didn't connect. I saw that anytime they were talking about the phone, it was B-roll video and not video from the studio from the podcast. But I got tricked. I watched it one time and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But it was all fake.
Oh, see?
I didn't look at the source of where the video came from. Like there's so many things that on second watch, it put all the pieces together. But through the first time, if I'd have just scrolled on by, I would have believed that that was actually true.
Like, oh, this is true. They're right about the moon landing being a hoax.
Right, exactly.
This is true.
It was interesting, though.
It is. When you can't, but a lot of times, like you said, like the mouths don't really sync up exactly.
But I wasn't paying full attention the first time.
And we're only like probably 6 months away from the mouths truly syncing up.
Yeah. Then that'll be really scary. Because when I watch it the second time, it's not going to be as
You're
obvious.
You're going to be like, Kim, I got this great story. This is going to be really great. Yeah. It's better than the anal vacuum.
It's fake, you dummy.
That guy.
We promised we wouldn't say it again.
I'm sorry. I can't get over the fact of what you said because it's so true. The guy actually sat there and said, I wonder if there's a vacuum for this.
For my mother.
All right. There's something called Whisper.
Okay.
It's an AI transcription tool.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are in the hospital, in the doctor's office, you know how like the doctor would like sit there and take notes? Charts.
Doing their charting.
Yeah. Doing their charting. And they would always bitch and complain about how it was so much after work. They'd have to do all these charts and stuff like that. Well, now this AI subscription tool sits in the background and it will do the charting for them.
Right.
But what they're finding in 8 out of 10 cases.
That's not a lot. It's only 80%.
Okay. That, would you believe the AI is hallucinating?
Oh, don't do that. Don't candy coat it by calling it a hallucination.
They're just making crap up.
Right.
Okay.
But that's the term they use so it doesn't sound as bad.
It does. So it's just complete fakery. So baffling them with BS. And so like using things like, here's one, hyperactivated antibiotics were issued.
Yeah, of course they were.
Hyperactivated antibiotics.
And also I read this story. This Whisper was quoting the doctor and the patient quotes that never happened.
No.
Not even 1% of it was part of the conversation. It's just making it up.
So PSA,
Yeah.
You've been to the doctor recently, get in the hospital, you sign onto your little portal and look at the notes from your visit, because you may find some things like that aren't in there. Like, like, I've been having sex 8 times a day.
We removed the third leg successfully. But if it's 80%, odds are you're going to find something that's wrong.
Something's going to be in there. It's interesting when you have a teenager and they're choosing colleges.
Okay.
I mean, like, Ian's dream was to go to USC. I mean, that was just it. There was no ifs, ands, buts. You want to go to USC.
Was it the location or education or both?
I think more location.
Okay.
Because he spent a lot of time in high school watching Entourage.
Okay.
So he was like into Turtle and,
That would manipulate one's thoughts
It's
of
like-
where to go to school.
Yeah, like, oh, I can be part of Entourage.
Right.
Which actually is kind of funny, because when he did go to USC, he did have kind of like his own little squad. Of
course, you have to.
But now teenagers today are choosing colleges not based on like Ivy League, costs, student loans, scholarships, proximity to mom and dad. Their number one college choice is, drum roll please, how it will look on Instagram.
Oh my God.
Yes. How pretty the campus is. How many football games they can go to.
Well, but is it that dramatically different than times before, where a party school would get a lot of, if it was named Playboy's #1 party school, they'd get a lot
ASU
of
was always named
right
that
for enrollment. I mean, it's the social scene is as important as anything else to college-bound students.
Okay, I didn't go to ASU because it was a party school. I got my parents like threw me at ASU.
Where did you want to go?
Oh, well, that's another story. Okay.
Barbizon?
No, so I was accepted at Princeton.
Oh,
in New Jersey.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I'm smart.
That's not what I was saying. You never, if someone's accepted at Princeton, they probably casually drop it into conversations once or twice a year.
Yeah, but that was like kind of a mistake. So I went to California for the summer because my sister had just had her first son.
Okay.
And so I said, well, I'll come out and I'll take care of the baby. Well, because she was like, I don't know, getting her master's or a second doctorate or I don't know, whatever she's got at that particular time. And so I had just turned 16. I graduated high school when I was 16. And then I said, well, this is really nice here being in Southern California, not New Jersey. So I got a job working at Marina Del Rey, working for Morgan Yacht.
Okay.
And I was the yacht babe. Okay. 16 in a bikini.
Gross.
On these 50, 60, 70-foot yachts, doing the sails and taking them up and down. And like these old men.
This is not a good story.
These old men would come and like want to buy the yacht, and they'd always say, "Oh, does she come with the boat?" And like every guy, I look at him and go, "No."
Well,
no.
How much?
No. And so I'm like having a great time in Southern California.
Okay.
And the boat is pulling into Marina Del Rey, and who do I see at the edge of the dock? My daddy.
Oh, no.
So I get off the boat, and he's standing there.
Did he know you were working there?
Yeah.
But didn't know what you were doing exactly. It's like, oh, I'm a server.
Yes.
At a strip club.
Exactly.
While I dance.
So he looks at me, and he says, I did not raise you to do this. And he says, we are going to lunch.
Okay.
And he said, so what are you planning on doing? Because this job's over.
Right.
Okay?
You just put in your 2 weeks.
Okay. Not even 2 weeks. You're done today. And I said, well, I was thinking about going to Cal State Long Beach. And he said, no.
Because more of this type of activity would be happening.
You're not going to Cal State Long Beach.
Okay.
And I said, no, I want to go to Cal State Long Beach. And he said, no, you're coming back to New Jersey. And I said, yeah, but I'm like, I graduated high school. He's like,
You're
no.
only 16.
He said, you're not 18. So I got on a plane with him back to New Jersey. And the deal is that I had to go to a psychologist for 2 weeks.
Because you were working in a bikini?
And that psychologist would determine whether or not I was mature enough to live on my own.
Oh, okay.
So every day I went, I got all these tests. Like, is this a monkey? Is this a rabbit? Whatever it is. So
Is this a horny old guy?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I know what that one looks like.
Right, that one,
I am familiar
one.
with that.
I got that one. So I, after 2 weeks, sat my parents, my mom and my dad and myself, we sat down with this shrink and the psychologist. And the psychologist looked at my parents and they said, it's your fault.
It's their fault.
You raised her fiercely independent.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That she has the emotional EQ, emotional quotient, or whatever they called that. Then she's 16, but she's emotionally a 30-year-old. And basically looked at my dad and said, "Did you have her read the Wall Street Journal every day?
Right.
Did you teach her how to? You put her on a plane by herself from Newark to Los Angeles when she was 12. She stopped in Chicago, got bumped, and then figured out how to get another." He said, just did it.
So how are we landing in ASU?
So my father said, we bought a house in Chandler, Arizona, on Alma School in Elliott.
Okay.
As a vacation home. And my dad said, you could live there. It was a 3-bedroom house. And oh God, I was such a brat. And he said, you can go to ASU. And I actually looked at him and said, are you guys like going to visit a lot?
This free home you're giving me.
Exactly.
And I remember I'm 16. I barely just got a license.
Yes, exactly. So that's how I ended up.
So that was
at
the
ASU.
compromise.
Yes.
Not New Jersey cold, but not the craziness that is Southern California.
Yes. So I ended up at ASU.
All right.
Which was kind of a weird thing.
Do you wish you would have gone to Princeton? You ever think back and go, I wish I would have had that experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's
You
probably
could
why.
go back now.
Oh, are you
You
kidding?
can do Princeton online.
No, thank you. That would never work. Robert Downey Jr. says, no way.
Yeah. Saw
No
this
way.
story.
There's never going to be an AI version. What I like about it is that he says if they do it after he dies, he's going to sue him.
Well, he's a state. But he said again, so that must tell me at some point, some film somewhere, he agreed to it and it left a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah, maybe he didn't make as much money.
Or
Or didn't look like him.
Or he sat there and realized I didn't do any of this, and yet I'm still getting paid. This could eliminate a lot of jobs for a lot of people.
He's going to be in Dr. Doom in 2026.
Right.
That's unless something bad happens between.
What is this?
Now
You
and
sound
then.
like the mob there.
No.
Be a shame if anything happened in his movie set between now and 2026. Maybe you should be an AI character.
No, just I mean, like, because if something happens to him and he can't be a digital replica or anything,
But he wouldn't
like
allow
that.
it. He's not going to allow it.
Okay, here let's be honest. Okay, he's gonna. Of course, he's going to have in all his estate documents. If you replicate me,
Right.
I'm going to sue you and sue this and sue this and sue that. Okay. At some point, the money train's going to stop. And somebody in his sphere is going to say, you know what? Let's figure out how to do this. We'll give you 10%. We'll give you 10%. Robert Downey Jr., he's dead anyway. Okay?
So sensitive.
Well, no, but that's what's going to happen.
But why do we want that? We don't want to see actors that are dead. We want new actors. We want new experiences. That's part of being human. I don't want to see the same 5 people just recreated for the next 250 years. Right? Am I wrong?
I'd like to come back as a Marvel character.
Well, you want to clone yourself.
I'd love to clone myself.
See?
I would. Especially today, I'm sitting here, I'm like so busy. I'm working on the shows and the newsletters and content and all this other stuff. And Barry calls and I was in a meeting and I, hit the button and said, in a meeting. Mm-hmm. Then he texts me and he says, do you have time to order the groceries today?
Yeah. You're not doing nothing. He's just at home, retired.
Yeah, exactly. I'd really like to have steak and eggs, but we don't have any eggs.
That's hilarious.
It's Kim Commando today. We are so thrilled that you're here with us. And if you're listening to the audio version only, what do you think they're missing if they're just walking along right now?
You know, it's funny. I used to listen to a podcast exclusively on audio.
Okay.
And then I found out that they streamed live on YouTube, and I switched over, and now I only watch it on YouTube because you get the facial reactions. You get it's just a little bit more. It just gives it a little oomph. Especially when we're both live in studio, we're interacting with each other. I like it better. I like watching the video version of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was laughing so hard, my eyes were watering.
Right.
Okay.
And then it doesn't come with the same across. Well, now some podcasts are fine to listen to just on audio.
That's true.
But if you really like the show, there's a video version of it. You might as well at least give it a try.
Yeah, see, I think like NPR podcasts are good just with audio.
Yeah, because they're just sitting there reading.
Yes.
There's no real interaction. Most of them. I'm not trying to say all of them, but most of the news podcasts, they're just reading. That's not fun to watch.
No, but we do want to get your questions. And so podcasts@commando.com. That is a voice memo, like a voicemail. I like
Right.
that you said that because a lot of people can relate to that. So you can say like, hey, whoever your assistant is, I want to make a voice memo. And then that little app will pop up. You say what you want to say and give us your name and your city and state. You don't need to give us punctuation. No. Nope. It's not like a text or
And
anything
it
like that.
doesn't have to be a half hour long. It doesn't have to be your own podcast. Just a couple of minutes.
Just a couple of questions, a little comment or two. And of course, if you always want to say something, nice about, me.
Yeah, that'll get pushed right to the front of the line.
So this Strava app, it's been in the news quite a bit.
Yeah, and this one's kind of scary. I mean, we've had stories about people, a stalker
Yes.
who has tracked someone down because they're posting all of their information. If you don't know what the Strava app is, it's a fitness app that is also a social media app. And so everything you do when it comes to fitness is posted online. And unfortunately, it's in real time. And you can post pictures and you can post all this information. Well, most people who are using this are, in good shape.
For sure.
Someone who's just starting their journey is going to, but this is about showing off, right? Like you said, people are hiring other people.
Yeah, they're hiring people. And like on Fiverr, shit, I don't really want to go for a run today.
Right.
Let me see if I can have somebody go do it for me.
But that's all about showing off, right?
Correct.
Because you didn't go get that exercise. You didn't really earn it, but it's about showing off. And we're finding out, a French newspaper did a report that they have narrowed down 24 users on Strava. And with 100% accuracy, they know they are members of the U.S. Secret Service on the presidential detail.
Really?
24 members. So if you think about that, now you have a member of the Secret Service whose job is to protect the president, vice president, and former presidents of the United States are putting all of their information when it comes to fitness online.
I wonder who they're standing next to.
Well, that's the thing. It's not even that, too. Like when Vice President Harris was traveling to the Olympics, it was they were keeping it a secret. The Vice President office were keeping it a secret of when she would be there, where she was staying. It was supposed to be a surprise. But the Secret Service detail was there weeks ahead of time.
Oh, staking it all out.
Yes.
Yeah.
The President of the United States, President Biden, was having a meeting with the leader of China. It was a secret meeting at a hotel in San Francisco. Secret Service was there days before. They were leaving the hotel and arriving at the hotel for a jog, and it was all being tracked. But it's also the security of the Secret Service members that is in danger. I give the French newspaper a lot of credit. They didn't really reveal any names or identities. Every picture was blurred. Every name was fake. But in this report, they found out that there was one of the agents that they could then track that he vacationed with his family every single year, twice a year at the same cabin in Colorado at the same time of year.
Oh, gosh.
So they're in danger. There
Right.
is a security breach. So the paper reached out to the U.S. government and said, listen,
This is what's going on?
this is an issue. And the government's response was, A, Secret Service members are not allowed to use personal devices while on the job.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess the morning jog before you stand with the president for the next 12 hours isn't technically while you're working.
Yeah, and it's on their own device and
Right.
all that other stuff.
So they're not standing next to the president with a device on, but for the 3 hours before they're with the president and the 3 hours after, they are. And they're posting everything.
Just took a job around Mar-a-Lago.
Right, exactly. President Trump, when he was president in 2018, was going to meet with Kim Jong-un in a secret location in Singapore. It was not revealed to the public until June 5th for the meeting on the 12th. It was known by the information on this app weeks ahead of time.
Wow.
Because 4 members of the Secret Service went out there to make sure it was secure. But also, if you think about that one, right, if you wanted to, I mean, there was an assassination attempt on the president's life. But if someone wanted to do that before the location was secured, you could have been there and stayed in the hotel the entire time before the president was there.
You know, I was just thinking about when we threw Barry's retirement party. Mm-hmm. And we had everybody under the sun there. Governors, senators.
Right.
I mean, John McCain, John Kyle. I mean, whether you were on this side of the aisle or that side of the aisle. And it was really funny. And we had Sheriff Joe there. I mean, I had my drunk friends there who were...
I have a great story from that party.
Do you?
Yeah. As I was walking to my car after it was over, I was walking with a senator, and he had his wife's coat over his arm and her shoes in his hand. And he's like, got to go get the car. I'm a husband before I'm a public servant.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's true. But I do remember, like, probably at least 2 weeks before the event, is that Secret Service came over.
Right.
And we walked around the whole property and said where the loopholes might be. And then a couple of days before and the day of. And, you know, I mean.
And that's just some party that no one really even knew about.
Exactly. Unless you were somebody.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I mean, not globally.
I mean, like, you know, like, I don't know how you got in, but no, but that, you know, it's seriously though, that's a big risk, which means that if there's one app like this, I bet you there's at least 3 or 4 other apps.
Or the apps that are tracking people that connect to their identification and occupation that's not even known it's tracking you. Is that the real thing to think about? Is that if this public app is now accessed by the public, there's apps that are tracking people that information's not in the public, but it's being known by someone.
Or she's sold,
and
tracked.
Yes, exactly. And the French newspaper said literally 2 searches it took to find every single one of these agents.
Do you use it? I don't use it.
I don't. No.
I'm
it's too much information. It's way too much information. They were able to coordinate these agents by just knowing where the president had been and then finding people that have been there, cross-referencing that to where he was the next week and finding people who had been there. 70 matches for all 24 of these agents to where the president was and to where they were.
You know, whoever's in charge of the Secret Service, they need to like get a big kick in the butt.
Well, they said security is the most important thing. This is almost their exact quote. Security is the most important thing to us. And if there is retraining or re-education, we will look into it.
Oh, excellent.
That was their response.
Excellent. That makes me feel so good.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Sleep at night.
Yes.
Sleep well, President.
You know what? If I wasn't doing this job, I should go to Washington.
And?
I could run the Secret Service.
Last week you were going to run for Congress. Now you're just going to run the Secret Service.
You know what? I do have people who say I should run for president.
Do you?
Yes. People stop me. They do. They say, President Commando.
All the time. I bet this happens.
All the time.
Do you have a name of anyone that possibly could have stopped you?
Bob.
Oh, was it Whitney?
Whitney. You know, I didn't see Whitney again when I was there.
Because she doesn't exist.
She does so. She does. Okay. She's very nice. Her husband's Eli. You know what they own?
Eli Whitney?
No. Their last name is Parker.
I'm going to give out personal information.
Okay. You know why?
Why?
You know what Eli's father was?
Parker and Sons?
No.
Parker Brothers?
Davy Crockett.
He was Davy Crockett?
King of the Wild Frontier. Fess Parker is his dad's name. And so they own the Parker Vineyards in San Ynez, Los Olivos, California. So next time you're there, I would like you to stop by and say, I'm a friend of Kim's. Is Whitney around?
Yeah, this lie is adding so many details. This is going to be hard for you to remember all these things.
It's bad. I know. It's Kim Commando today. Just a quick reminder that we really want you to enter to win to that brand new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. I know you're like, I don't want it because it doesn't have Kim Intelligence. Apple Intelligence.
This is the second best thing. Almost as good.
Kinda.
Almost as good.
But no purchase required.
No.
Go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. Now, do you notice the resemblance between me and Ian?
Yeah, I would say he looks more like you than he does Barry.
Yeah,
Which makes a lot of
gotten
sense,
that.
all the stories you told me.
Some wild stories. Some pretty crazy stories out there.
Do you think you look like your mother?
I think so.
Yeah.
Mostly,
Same
yeah.
nose? Yeah, definitely same nose. Not the same eyes. Not the same bank accounts.
Definitely not that.
Yeah.
Definitely
no.
not that. So, I have to apologize. I know that you were in the green room and, as your mother, there are some things that we talk about here on the podcast that might be difficult for us to talk about at the dinner table
A little
afterwards.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That does happen.
But the anal vacuum.
Which is what we decided to lead the show off with.
I don't know what one of those is.
No, I don't think anybody does. That's why this guy, doctor had to
He had to Google it.
Google search it.
Oh.
If that ever comes up in your mind where you say like, I need to Google this for my mom, don't do it.
No.
Just let her
I
go.
wasn't really
Pull the
planning on
plug.
it.
I know I keep going back to the fact, but I didn't even think of that. Here's this guy thinking like, what a good idea this is. Okay. Sorry, Ed and Flagstaff. Bad idea.
No, bad idea.
All right. So Ian, if you're just joining us, is my Gen Zer son. Look how
That's
handsome.
me.
Look how handsome.
Thank you.
You're
he is.
embarrassing him.
I
Stop.
know,
She
but he's
is.
so cute. I can't help it. So we have the segment Gen Z Made Easy. And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Lunchables. You remember Lunchables?
Of course.
You probably pass them out to the kids here and there.
My kids love Lunchables.
Yeah.
What's the best one?
The ham, the classic cracker cheese.
Can't go
and
wrong
meat.
with that. I was more of a pizza guy
It was
myself.
cold though. You always had to eat cold. No one wants unmelted cheese.
This was controversial, but I would microwave it.
At school?
No. Right when I got home.
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's fair.
Yeah.
But they like the crackers and cheese. But there's so much sodium in there, so I have to limit it.
Yeah.
You can't have, Lunchables every single day, but maybe once or twice a month is fine.
Nothing's wrong with that. Yeah.
Why?
Once,
How is
twice
this
a month.
connecting to Gen Z?
This is the new Gen Z version of Lunchables, which is called Lunchly.
Oh, is this the Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Jake
KSI.
Paul, Logan Paul and KSI
Yeah.
version of this. So about 2 years ago, Logan Paul and KSI, who were arch nemesis, and they hated each other, and they got in a boxing fight with each other. They came together, put aside their differences, and they started a Gatorade competitor called Prime.
Okay.
And then, just so happened that a year ago, Mr. Beast started his own chocolate bar called Feastables. The Mr. Beast bar.
That was didn't people go into Walmart and buy the heck out
He
of these
encouraged
things?
that. He also encouraged some bad
did?
behavior.
So guilty. So guilty.
Why?
How
What'd
was
you
it?
do?
My children love them.
Really?
Yes.
Why are they so good?
Well, first of all, they love Mr. Beast.
Okay.
That makes sense.
They don't know all the negative things. They only know the YouTube persona of Mr. Beast, and they
Yeah.
absolutely love him. And my daughter is so excited for his show to come out on Amazon, and hopefully it airs and he doesn't kill anyone on the set.
It's been pretty close.
So
That'd be bad for her at this stage in her life to have that happen.
it would. So we're driving home from school, and my daughter, 6 years old, goes, "Hey, Dad, can we stop at Walmart?" And I'm like, "What do you need at Walmart?" And she's like, "That's the only place you can get Feastables." So we go, and they have 4 different flavors.
You buy everyone.
We bought one of each, and we did a taste test when we got home. It's not bad.
Which one was the best?
The regular chocolate bar, just
Okay.
the simple, plain.
so
regular
they have
chocolate bar.
peanut
Yeah,
and raspberry
Crunch. Yeah, something like
Nestle
that.
Crunch.
Yes.
Yeah, they were good though. I thought it was going to be.
Were they expensive?
No, like $2.49 a bar, and they're pretty big bars. It's not a regular standard candy bar. It's one of the big ones. You also get the mini bars. They were there as well. I think it's a good product. I don't think his burger's any good. I had that once when I was in Florida.
That's not a thing anymore,
Yeah,
apparently.
that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
But I say kudos to Mr. Beast. You made a good product.
Now, if I gave you a Feastable or a Hershey's, which one are you choosing?
Feastable.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay, so from candy bars we went to lunch.
Yeah. Well, we all came together, and when I say we, I mean Logan Paul, KSI, and Mr. Beast.
Okay.
And so they thought, well, we have a drink here, and we have a snack, a little candy bar here. What could we partner in, that might have something? And so the only thing missing was a meal, and they came up with Lunchly, which they swear is not an alternative or a copy of Lunchables.
No.
They swear that it is the better version of Lunchables.
Oh, now what's the meal part of this? Because I don't want my kids having an energy drink at lunch.
Yeah.
And I don't want my kids having a candy bar at lunch.
No.
So what's the meal part of it?
Well, right now they
Kale.
have the ham and cheese crackers.
Okay, so it's just like a Lunchable.
Just like a Lunchable. They have the pizza, just like a Lunchable. And then they have the chips and salsa
Just
with
like
the
Just like
queso.
Lunchable?
Just like Lunchable. And this is where the meme comes in, is that while promoting his Lunchly with the salsa and the chips and the queso, is that Logan Paul was doing a side-by-side review of Lunchables and Lunchly. And he said that, this Lunchables cheese is terrible.
Oh, no.
And he got a bunch of chips and he put it in his Lunchly. And he has queso cheese, which is his whole innovation thing. And he said that, I like my cheese drippy, bruh. That's in quotes. And
Who doesn't?
And
I like
now
most things in my life drippy.
and
And Frank said,
he does too. Yeah. Well, so now that's become a whole meme. Is the whole slogan is, I like my cheese drippy, bruh. That's what people say.
but
Everything
didn't they
they
have
say.
find mold on that cheese?
They're finding a lot of mold in the pizzas.
I didn't know this, but when we went to the grocery store and my kids saw, obviously my kids see it, they want it immediately. And I'm like, absolutely not. You're not having an energy drink at lunch. It's just not happening.
Is that what's really in there?
Oh, yeah. It's a Prime energy drink, right?
Yeah, it is. It is instead
Okay,
of a
we're not giving
instead of a
kids
Capri
ener-
Sun. But what he says is that it has a high amount of electrolytes, which is a lot more than a Capri Sun would have.
Well, that's not.
But it's
Taking away-
it's not for children. That's
So
for
is there,
someone
like-
who
is
works
there-
out,
Right, exactly.
all day.
You're eating school lunch. You're not
Okay, but
doing
no, but seriously.
benching 400 pounds.
But is there
You're not
like,
doing that.
I mean, is there like taurine or something like that, or anything in that?
But
drink?
I don't know. I don't know what's actually
Okay.
in it. I just know it's labeled an energy drink, and I'm not giving my children.
No,
an
we're
energy
not
drink.
doing that at school.
And my son was searching them. He was looking at all the packages. I said, I told you, we are not getting this. He's like, no. I'm just looking for mold. So he saw a video online.
I'm just
So he knew
looking
about it
for
too.
mold.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
wow.
10.
That's
Wow.
funny. So how much? How do they compare in price?
I believe the Lunchly is slightly more expensive than a Lunchables.
Yeah, Lunchables probably like, if you just get the basic Lunchable,
like $3?
yeah, $2.50.
Something like that.
And they're always on sale. But I think when I was there, the Lunchleys were $4.49.
Oh, so
it is-
significantly more.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is significantly more. Well, so how do you think it's going to come out?
I think it'll be drippy.
That's pretty good. I think they'll do good, but I don't think they're gonna
I'm
take
surprised
over.
they didn't get sued.
I don't know how they haven't. I don't think they're gonna take over the whole Lunchables market because that's forever. That's always gonna be there.
But see, isn't this a trend though? I mean, your social media folks are coming out with all kinds of merch.
Yeah.
I mean,
But some of them are using it to become billionaires. You look at Skims or,
It's true.
all that's, is that what that's called?
Skims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim
I mean,
Kardashian's
she's a
like-
billionaire because of that.
She is.
Let me tell you something. I bought this bodysuit.
Okay.
And and it was like $80. I have to return it. Okay. Because it says it's going to cinch your waist
Right.
up. Okay. I couldn't breathe with this thing.
Was it the right
It was
size?
working.
I normally take a small, so I put a small, and I'm like, my waist is like 12 inches, but I can't breathe.
But my kidneys are in my throat.
So, ladies, just might want to size up if you're thinking about getting one of this for that, New Year's Eve or Christmas dress or something like that.
That's funny.
But then you also have Khloe Kardashian. She has her whole line of GLP-1s.
What is
Or
that?
that's Courtney. And then
Courtney.
and then Chloe has the genes, the good American genes.
What's a GLP-1?
In Ozempic, you have something called semaglutide.
Okay.
Or GLP-1 is the active ingredient in Ozempic.
Okay. Is it a prescription-based active ingredient?
Yeah.
So there's a Kardashian who is selling prescription drugs?
No, she's selling a GLP-1 weight management supplement.
Ah, okay.
Okay, that when you look at it, it's orange peels and lemon peels, which is not exactly the same concoction.
Save some money, just gnaw on some garbage.
There you go.
It's just, so we should come up with our own line of merch. What could we sell? What do you think?
Let me think. Kim Commando.
Something drippy,
The only thing I can really think that connects to you and your brand is an anal vacuum. And I don't know why. Slap your picture on the side of that thing.
There we go. Then we need a quote. We need a quote, obviously.
Yeah.
So
This thing really sucks.
Bend over, baby. Mom.
Yes. Mother approved. The Kim
Ridiculous.
Commando anal vacuum.
Oh, awful. Oh,
I think I should have sat this week out.
Alrighty then, it's Kim Commando today, and you've stayed with us. Congratulations. We are so happy that you've done that. Just a quick reminder to like, comment, share, follow, because that's the way that we trick big tech's algorithms, because otherwise they're saying like, who the heck is Kim Commando and these people?
I don't know if that's fair. We almost have 100,000 subscribers.
Okay, but we want to get more.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
And we promise, once we hit 100,000 and a little bit of cushion, maybe like 100,000, couple more, 1,000 on top of that. Once we have a nice cushion, we'll stop pushing it this hard.
Oh,
we
for sure.
really need to cross that line.
Yeah, we should.
do.
Did you pitch it on your social?
I haven't yet. I will.
Oh,
I'd like to
come
know.
See, he doesn't care.
on.
I don't.
He's
tell
not
her,
into
though.
it.
Don't tell her. I don't care.
Are you embarrassed by me?
A little bit.
Oh,
I've been there, so I understand it fully. Trust me. So
what do I do that embarrasses you?
the I Heart My Mommy T-shirt conveniently left out of my room. So when I have
He
my
had a
friends
girl-
over,
It's just a
He had
coincidence.
a girlfriend coming over,
Yeah.
and so on Amazon, I bought a T-shirt.
yeah,
for
this was a great idea.
Says, "I heart my mommy." I left it right there, spread out on his bed.
Yeah, that's a lot of therapy. There's gonna be a lot of therapy to overcome what that when you have
100%.
Also, I don't think you like. Do you like when I skip lines?
I always skip lines. What do you mean?
Okay, see, he's good with that.
Yeah.
Okay, she
I
told a
don't
story. You went to a luau. Table 1 was called to go eat. You were in
Yeah.
table 60.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. The anxiety of that.
Can I say what I did last night?
Yes.
Yes.
This is how you know I'm her son.
Right.
Is that okay? So we went to a restaurant last night, and we walk in, and we
How
had
many people?
Just me, my dad, and her.
Okay.
So just 3, and there was no one at the check-in desk. But
For like an hour.
But our reservation was in about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Because we got done earlier.
Gotcha.
So me waiting around for this person to come show up, I got kind of bored, and naturally I went on the iPad behind the kiosk booth, and then I moved the reservation up about an extra 30 minutes, and then before you know it, we were ready to go. We were ready to be seated.
Oh, we're here on time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
That
Thank you.
apple just doesn't fall far from
So
that tree.
I don't like waiting in lines.
You know,
so.
that was like a proud moment.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, though, it didn't make you nervous that your mom was doing all this stuff?
I don't know if I knew what was really going on.
If it happens so often, it's just normal.
It was.
Do you get embarrassed when I negotiate for things? Like, I mean, like you
Yeah.
get $10 off or $5 off?
Yeah, then it gets a little much. Yeah.
Yeah. Because so if if something's like, $15
But are you talking about like at a Target?
or Costco,
Okay. You can't negotiate prices at Costco.
you can.
Well, you can attempt
It's a
to.
secret. Yeah.
No, what you do is you say, "Hey, listen, is there any way I can get this price down a little bit?"
Right.
And then the person will say, "You know what? Yeah, there is.
At Costco?
Yes, they have little coupons they can give you.
I didn't know this.
See." And then, so the coupon may not be good for that week or the next week, but sometimes you say, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to get here in my next 2 weeks. Do you think I can use the coupon earlier?"
And like you were here yesterday saying you weren't going to be able to get here the next 2 weeks.
Well, I'm gonna give out a secret to the listeners that you do. You've never told anyone you do this, and this is her secret little
What?
strategy. And it took me long enough time to realize this. Is that low end, high end, doesn't matter what store she's in. Is that when they're ringing up the item, whatever she wants to purchase, she'll jokingly say, "So now can I get a discount on this?"
After it's already been rung up.
Well, while they're in the process of ringing
Right.
it up, yeah. And sometimes it works. Sometimes like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that. And it happened about a week ago when we were in LA. And
Oh, that's right.
sometimes it works, and a lot of time it doesn't.
Yeah, we were
but
at a clothing store in Melrose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Independently owned?
No.
No.
It was
It was a chain?
It's
Chain brand.
Okay.
And so we were in there, and I looked at the guys who's ringing it up, and I said, "Wow!" I said, "This is going to be a lot of money. It was going to be like $400. I said, "This is going to be a lot of money." And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Do you have like an online coupon or anything, any way I can save some money on this stuff? Because, I mean, it's a lot of money. And he looks at me, goes, well, yeah, let me see what I can do. And we got like 20% off.
It was great.
I don't mind that one. That one's fine. Yeah, if they offer it somewhere and you just don't have it at your ready, there's nothing wrong with that. Cutting 70 people in a line, that's outrageous.
It is not.
Absolutely is.
Okay, how this popped up is because, American Airlines.
Yeah.
If you go to cut the line.
What do they do?
If they call boarding A and you're in C and you go up and scan your ticket, normally you would just scan and you walk on the plane.
That's what I thought happens.
But now an alarm's going to go off and they're publicly going to shame you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like,
so I can't wait till that happens to your mom.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen to me.
Watch out for her on American Airlines. I'd like to see when that happens.
I want American every once in a while.
Yeah, no, you do.
He's lying.
She's best friends with the TSA people.
Yeah, I know. We're just that close.
Yeah.
We are very close.
Are we going to get to the last story?
Nah, I think we're running out of time.
Was it FBO? Was it or TSA or FBO? I don't remember. I don't remember which one it's called.
You know what an FBO is?
I don't.
Fixed based operator.
What's that mean?
Well, like here in Phoenix.
I know what it means. I just want her to have to explain it.
Let her get a little awkward
Say it
about
out
it.
loud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so here in Phoenix, there's a couple of ways that you can get up in the air.
Okay.
Up in the air. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you can go to Sky Harbor International Airport.
That's what I do.
Me too.
Okay, or you can go over to places like Qatar Aviation.
Okay.
Or Jackson Jet Center.
These sound like private jets.
They are. Okay. They are. Okay. And then what happens is when you go there, you go to a gate and you push the little button. But what's so nice about me when I push the little button now, they don't even wait for me to talk. They go, "Oh, Kim, you're here," and they just open the gate.
Frequent flyer.
And then you go to the plane.
And you're sharing this plane with random people.
Obviously,
are you?
yeah.
Well, yeah.
It can't be just you and the golden retriever, is it?
No, there are two other people.
Oh, okay.
The pilot.
The co-pilot. Yeah.
And sometimes Barry.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're successful, spend your money. The money you save at Dillard's, you can use on private jets.
That's what she does.
God, have you been to Macy's lately? That place is a pit. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Just drop a comment or two. We read every single one. And, send us your little voicemails. Podcasts@commando.com. Podcasts@commando.com. And I don't think we're going to be getting into that anal vacuum merch.
No?
No.
I would rather you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like bad business
might-
stinks anyway.
Ooh, good one.
That's good.
Let's wipe it up.